And so after it's all put together, this is what it looks like. As you can see, there's lots of stuff sticking up. Now I need to let it sit for quite a while, a couple hours at least, possibly overnight, but I don't have overnight. So a couple of hours, and then I'm going to turn it so that I can make it all level off. We'll be back. Okay, it's been a few hours now. We're going to try to take that down to flat. Turn it on, and obviously tighten things up. Now I'm using a skew. This works equally well with a carbide tool. In fact, I may end up with a carbide tool. Do not be afraid to hit the stainless steel edges. You can polish it out if you scratch it. Let's see what we got here. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I think we can keep on going here and take that right down. You can see a little bit of CA is built up on the two sides, but that's okay. We're going to take that off with the tool. Everything looks good. There's a hole there that I'm going to have to fill. As long as I'm going to have to fill a hole anyway, I might as well start thinking about doing that. Because what I fill it with is going to leak over anyhow. So why don't we do that next? Let's see if I can give you a good close view of it. Right there is the hole that you can see I'm going to have to fill. So I'm going to raise that to the top and take a little fill and finish glue boost, the thicker of the two. And I'm going to try to get right into that hole. Now the tip of this has been used a lot, so it's, yeah. There we go. Okay, let's take that and smooth it over and see if I can smooth it right into the next one down here. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm going to take just a little bit of accelerator and shoot it from afar. No, not quite that afar apparently. Remember, when you put accelerator on this, it also sits there for a little while, so if you want to, you can put another bit on top of it and it will accelerate pretty fast because it's got the accelerator underneath it. And that filled that hole pretty nicely. This is a little bit of a low spot here, so we're going to kind of, as long as I'm filling anyway, I might as well get it as good as I can. There we go. That's pretty. It's looking good all the way around there. Okay, I'd say that's going to take care of all of our little problems. So once again, I'm going to let it sit for a while and we'll be back. Okay, another couple hours have gone by, so let's take this and clean it up and see if we can finish it off. I'm trying to get the two sides down so that they actually match up to the channel height. Make sure I get all the CA glue off of them. And take a look at that now, and you can see there's still a little bit of CA on there. Not a lot. We're in pretty good shape. Okay, I'm going to take a smaller tool so that I can what I wanted was a small skew, but what I could find was a carbide tool, and I believe we can do the same thing with it. Yep, we have all the CA off. We're going to do some sanding on here anyway, so that'll work out well. I think we're good. So the next thing you're going to do is take some 400 grit sandpaper and sand that down a little. To do the sanding, I of course slow this down considerably because we don't want it to burn off, we want it to sand off. I have doubled over my sandpaper so it's a little stronger. Oh, duh, sorry. And you can see it's starting to look pretty good. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is starting to look pretty good. That's the 400 grit. I'll give you a quick shot of it. See, we're starting to be able to see all the sparkles and so forth. Now we'll take the 600 grit and give it a shot with that. And again, I'm going to fold it over. This is the 600 grit. I'm going to fold it over in half so it's got a little more strength. And you can see it's starting to look pretty good. You are, of course, going to sand the stainless at the same time as you're sanding your gems, so don't be surprised when everything turns black. One of the things about sanding any kind of metal is it's going to make your sandpaper black. Also makes your buffing wheels black, so if you if you're going to buff it, and I am, buff it on the wheel, on an old wheel if you've got one. Another way of doing that just occurred to me. I do have some wheels that attach to my drill, and I wouldn't mind ruining that one. Let's give that a shot and see what happens. I just bought several of these wheels that go into your drill, so let's try taking the Novus. I'm going to bring this down so it's moving a lot slower because I don't want to have both of them moving. We'll put it in reverse so that the two of them are moving opposite directions. What we have here is Novus 3, which is the heavy scratch remover. And that did pretty well. That's the Novus 3. Now we're going to put Novus 2 on a different one. As I say, I bought several of these, so I'm okay with trying to use a couple of different ideas here. Okay, so once again we'll turn it on. And once again we'll try the old drill against the That looks pretty good, I think. In fact, that looks darn good. If we clean that up, get rid of the wet, I think it's going to look really, really good. Let's try it here. Oops. We'll go the right direction so that things tighten instead of loosen. Okay, well, what I normally do would be to do this on my buffer, but I will tell you, I think this is a better idea because it does make my buffing wheel black, and I'd much rather screw up little tiny wheels than screw up the big wheel. This, generally speaking, looks really good. There it is. It is a beautiful piece. It will work out really, really well. If you think I'm surprised, you're right, I'm surprised. I haven't done it this way before, but that really looks good. All those places where we used the big pieces look good. So yeah, I think it's fair to say this is a good tutorial on how you can make the Bandit center band. Of course, the Bandit itself is the same as the Diamond Earl rollerball, which is very similar to all of the Junior series from Dayacom, the same kind of assembly process. I just had a discussion with a gentleman today. Please be aware that there are two different size bushings for the body of the Juniors, and the bigger bushing is the nib, not the finial. The smaller bushing is the finial. So let's take this off of here, just so you can see how it comes off. The other thing about this is, because the center band is actually, there's a little bit of a recess in there. And so when you have all this together and you're putting glue on it and so forth, and you might be concerned, I was the first time, that I'm going to glue this to my pieces, that won't happen because there's a gap in there. And there's enough of a gap that you really aren't very likely to glue your stuff together unless you're a real slob. So, all in all, that's the story. And once again, this is Ed from Exotic Blanks. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. This is the center band from the new Bandit pen, exclusive at Exotic Blanks. Thanks again. Don't forget to hit subscribe or the thumbs up if you like this video. We look forward to having many, many more. Bye now.